Have you ever really stopped to think about how we learn? I mean, we usually picture it as a solo mission, right? Just you, a textbook, maybe a quiet library. But what if I told you the real secret to getting smarter, to actually mastering something new, is all about who you learn with? Come on, you know exactly what I'm talking about. Remember that time you were completely stuck on a problem, your brain was just fried, and then a friend explains it in like 2 minutes and suddenly everything just clicks? Or when you tried to teach yourself an instrument from a book, got super frustrated, but then made massive progress after just one lesson with a coach? Well, there's a powerful psychological reason for all of this. And that reason comes from this brilliant psychologist, Lev Vygotsky. He had this game-changing idea that kind of flips our whole image of the lonely learner on its head. He said that our cognitive development, the actual way our intelligence is built, doesn't happen in a vacuum. Nope, it's built through social interaction. Learning, at its very core, is a team sport. Okay, so Vygotsky's first key concept is called the zone of proximal development, or ZPD for short. This isn't about what you already know. It's all about the gap, the space between what you can accomplish all by yourself and what you're capable of doing with just a little bit of expert help. Think of it as the frontier of your abilities. Yeah, you can think of it as the sweet spot for learning. It's that perfect little zone that's not too easy, but not so hard that you just give up. It's like learning to ride a bike, right? You can't just go from crawling to a two-wheeler, but with someone holding the back of the seat, giving you that bit of guidance, you can bridge that gap. That magical space where you're being challenged, but not totally overwhelmed, that's your ZPD. So really, you can map out any skill into 3 zones. First, there's your comfort zone, the stuff you can do in your sleep. Then way on the other side is the panic zone, the stuff that's just way over your head for now. But that middle ground, that's the ZPD. That's the fertile soil for growth, and that's where you want to focus your energy for the most effective learning. So who's this person holding the bike seat for you? Vygotsky had a name for them too. The more knowledgeable other, or MKO. It's a bit of a mouthful, but it's a simple idea. It's basically anyone, or anything, that has a better understanding or a higher skill level than you do for that one specific thing. And this is so important. An MKO isn't just a formal teacher in a classroom. It can be anybody. It can be the friend who's just one chapter ahead of you in the textbook, or a super patient YouTube tutorial for fixing a leaky pipe. It could be a language learning app on your phone, or even a really well-written book. Your MKO is simply your guide through the ZPD. So what is this MKO actually doing to help you learn? Well, the process is called scaffolding, and it's a great metaphor. Just like the scaffolding on a building gives temporary support while it's being built, this kind of intellectual support helps you build up your new skill piece by piece. Honestly, the difference scaffolding makes is like night and day. If you try to tackle something in your ZPD all on your own, it can lead straight to frustration and you just want to quit. But with an MKO providing that scaffolding, breaking down the problem, giving you little hints, cheering you on, that moment of potential failure turns into an amazing breakthrough. But here's the really crucial part. Scaffolding is not a crutch, okay? It's a launch pad. As you get better and more confident, the MKO starts to step back, little by little. The training wheels come off. The whole point isn't to make you dependent, it's to build your skills until you can totally stand on your own. Okay, so what's the main tool we use for all this social learning and scaffolding? For Vygotsky, the answer was simple: language. He saw it as way more than just a tool for talking to other people. He believed language is one of the most powerful tools we have for shaping our very own thoughts. Let me ask you something. Have you ever been trying to assemble some IKEA furniture or solve a really tricky puzzle and you find yourself just muttering to yourself, okay, this piece has to go here. Wait a minute. No. The instructions say, if you do that, then you've experienced what Vygotsky called private speech. And it's a perfect example of his theory in real life. You've essentially taken the guidance you used to get from other people and you've internalized it. You're now using language as your own personal scaffolding. You are literally talking yourself through your own ZPD. How cool is that? So let's just do a super quick recap of this awesome learning toolkit. You've got the ZPD, which is your ideal challenge zone, that learning sweet spot. You have the MKO, who's your guide, basically anyone who knows more than you. And you've got scaffolding, which is the temporary help they give you to succeed. See? Simple. So what's the big takeaway here? I mean, why does knowing all this Vygotsky stuff actually change how we should think about learning or teaching or even just our own personal growth? Well, it matters because it tells us that intelligence isn't some fixed thing you're born with. It's dynamic, and it grows through collaboration. It means that the best kind of education is interactive, not just sitting there listening to a lecture. And, most importantly, it gives you a super practical strategy.